Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We ride to write another day. It's a quote from the famous artist Alif Sata, who also happens to be a motorhead as well, like me. See, I ride motorcycles all the time. I went to the class using motorcycle. I went to work using motorcycle. And the one thing my father always remind me is to don't ride to die. Well, seems straightforward enough. But see, Alif Sato could make me realize that if you simply just ride to not die, then it's okay just to end up paralyzed. Whenever a road accident happens, you often blame the driver. You say him incompetent, you imbecile, you reckless piece of something. And that's fine, because I'll totally do the same if you crash my bike. Well, let's be real, sometimes the vehicle is totally at fault as well. Cars go faulty all the time. You got faulty brakes, overheating, loss of traction control, and the list just goes on. So, how do we fix both drivers and vehicle problems? Ladies and gentlemen, let me push forward an idea: China electric vehicle. Not exactly the most surprising idea, I know, because right now it doesn't have good publicity. But I'll change your mind. So give me time and let me cook. I've actually spent quite a bit of time looking into China's self-driving car industry. After digging through offshore reports, safety test results, and expert opinion from both within China and around the world, it gave me a clearer picture of not just how far the technology has become, but also the real benefits and where it all might be leading in the near future. I know China products have a skepticism when it comes to it. Despite the skepticism surrounding China-made self-driving car, probably because the only China products is living in every person's mind since the last 2 decades are the one like this. Which is totally fair because these are the only products that are here that we know are made from China back when we were a child. But on vehicle nowadays, the progress they made are astonishing in terms of like technology, regulation, and testing. It shows that they are not playing. They are not just safe. They are capable of leading the global autonomous vehicle industry. I know this is a pretty lengthy introduction, and it's my bad. But let me take some of your time to persuade you that China is definitely your go to if you want to buy a car in the next 5 years. Because why? First, I'll show you exactly what is the cause of road accidents. Number two, I'll show you how company from China specifically are improving the technology to make your road safer. Finally, I will explain why we should start supporting and paying more attention to what China is doing in this industry. Are we ready? Let's go. Number one, let's be real. We all know the two biggest reasons why people crash on the road are because two things: sleepy drivers and drivers who drive way too fast. In Malaysia alone, 37% of drivers, especially healthcare workers, admit that they microsleep while driving. And what do you mean? To me, that's totally terrifying. You're basically on the road with zombies. Not only that, Malay Mail says that we get one deadly lorry crash every 36 hours. And that's often because these drivers are going way, way, way too fast. And while, me, you, we all love blaming bad drivers for their incompetence, sometimes it's just the car, right? Most cars don't warn you until it's too late. It's not BMW with high safety and all. So if the drivers are flawed and the vehicles are too, what's the solution? Ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you again. Enter China electric vehicles. And no, they're not junk. Because when I say China EV, I know everyone is going to think, well, they are cheap. They're not gonna last long. They're gonna explode on impact because they have a big battery inside there. But hear me out. China car makers like BYD, NIO, XPeng, Xiaomi just aren't playing anymore. The latest model comes with AI-powered driver monitoring and fatigue detection, meaning that the car will literally be mad at you if they detect you start sleeping. It is based on system like China new driver fitness monitoring that tracks your eyelid and head position to send alert if they detect you zoning out. It doesn't just stop there. This car also include automatic emergency braking, lane support, and speed limit assistance. I mean, take BYD for an example. They have earned max safety ratings in Euro NCAP tests, hitting top marks for A and B and crash protection. So, like, basically, if you buy this car, you not only get an amazing car on the road, you get a co-pilot that watches your back. So yeah, to the single guys out there, like me, like you, everyone's watching, if you have an empty passenger seat, then you don't need a partner anymore. This car will be your driving partner. Now, I want to re-emphasize that why should we support and pay attention to what China is doing. I'm not saying that China's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But let's be real. They are moving way faster and smarter than every other countries right now. Because while we're still arguing about potholes and road tax, you're already testing self-driving taxis, building nationwide charging networks, and pushing tech that actually prevent accidents before they even happen. So supporting this kind of innovation isn't about being pro-China. It's being more about pro-safety, pro-progress, and honestly, in my humble opinion, pro-common sense. And to support them, it makes sense. They are literally the biggest team in the electric vehicle parade. BYD, again, for example, officially overtook Tesla as the world top selling EV brand in 2024, selling over 3 million battery electric vehicles. And to me, that's not a small win. That's global domination against Elon Musk. So supporting this movement and supporting this movement, if anything, is only going to reward you with nothing but benefits after benefits and after benefits. I know, road accident happens. It's still killing people and it's still injuring people every single day. And I also know that it is just downright impossible to prevent road accident from ever happening again. But instead of just pointing out fingers, maybe it's time we start looking at better solution. China EV industry is doing more than just making car. They are building machine that actually think, predict, and react for you. Listen, I'm not here to sell you a car if that's what you're thinking. I'm trying to sell you an idea that safer roads are possible. And the tech to make that happen is already exists. So for us, user, we just need to be open-minded enough to give it a chance. Because at the end of the day, like Alif Sata say, we ride to ride another day. And perhaps the best way to make sure that happen is by using China electric vehicle. I rest my case. Thank you.